Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. Well, the whole world more or less is now in lockdown, isolation, whatever you call it, because of the coronavirus pandemic. And of course, many of you out there, and many hundreds of thousands of people, will have been affected in a negative way, a bad way by this pandemic. Whether you've been sick yourselves, or you know people who have been sick, or tragically, maybe you've lost a family member or someone close to you, a friend. And to all of you who have suffered a tragedy such as that, I send, as I'm sure everyone watching this sends you deepest sympathy and all my love from my heart. I know that's insufficient, but that's all I can offer. But please stay strong. And also, there are many of you out there, many hundreds of thousands of you in every country that have lost your livelihoods, lost your jobs, lost your businesses, or are losing them, who aren't being paid, or aren't being paid anything like what they should be earning, that can't afford to buy food, pay their bills, support their families. And to those of you who are suffering in that respect, again, my sympathy and my love, my heart goes out to you. It's a situation that the whole world may never recover from. Who knows? I know here in Spain, along the Costa del Sol where I live, there are many hundreds, I was reading the other day, many hundreds of bar owners in particular, because it's that sector, restaurants, bars, that type of place where the public gather, that are suffering a lot in a lot of countries. But here in Spain, tourism is king, and it's their livelihood, and they don't get paid a lot of money anyway. Of course, there's no furloughing scheme like there is in the UK. I know there isn't in America, and certainly isn't here in Spain. Millions of people are not able to buy food, not got any money coming in at all, and no support from the government. You know, it's a horrible situation. And many of the bar owners here have put their businesses up for sale, knocking 30, 40, 50,000 euros off them, losing money just to bail out. And I'm sure some millionaire somewhere will mop them up at some stage, as is often the case. But, I just feel for those people who've put many years of their livelihood, many years of their lives into these businesses, and they're just being snatched away from them. The world's going to be a different place. Is it going to be a better place? I believe that that this has also taught us, and it's certainly taught me anyway, and perhaps some of you out there feel the same, it's taught me a few valuable lessons as well. Ones that I'll take with me till the day I die now, and the first is health is king, isn't it? Not only our own good health, but the health and the good health of those that we love, our families in particular, our loved ones, our friends, people we care for. Without that, and it can be snatched away in a second, the National Health Service, those people, the doctors, the nurses, those people on the front line, in hospitals that are putting themselves at risk every single second of every single day, 16 hours a day, wearing masks in every country. The NHS in Britain, bless them, God bless them. Something I've always, taken for granted, I suppose. I should never have done. I never will again. They're selfless people who are putting themselves and their families on the line, don't forget as well, every single second of every day in every country. I know you don't have the NHS in America, and we don't in Spain. We have a great health service, and I'm sure you do in America as well. It's all about insurance there. But those people on the front line are putting themselves at risk at every single second. We shouldn't ever forget that. Ever, and we never will forget that now, I don't think. I think this is brought home just how important those, and people in old folks' homes, people in prisons, where people, they can't get out of, and they're all together, the people who are working on the front line in supermarkets, every single day they put themselves at risk. And thank you from me, from this channel, people watching it, because without you, where would we be? So yeah, health is number one, and the health of those that we love. Also, families, connection is so important. And for those of you suffering from mental health issues and addiction, which this channel's all about, and I know for me, over the last few weeks, it's brought home very clearly a few things that are really important. Isolation is bad for those in addiction, and for those with mental health issues. To be inside your own brain all the time, in your own company, is a difficult place to be for those suffering from those sort of things. In addiction, we isolate anyway. We become very selfish and look after our own needs. But in our own heads, that can be dangerous sometimes. So what it's also taught me, this thing, and it keeps me sober. Not only gratitude keeps me sober, the gratitude that I've just been talking about for the NHS, the gratitude of being alive and not taking anything for granted, my health, the gratitude of my family and them being there and being healthy, but also connection. I'm grateful for, I'm moaning and groaning about technology, but where would we be without Wi-Fi at the moment, and electricity, and all those little things, laptops and phones, and I've moaned about them on this channel in the past, but Christ Almighty, I couldn't be without them now, because I can talk to my family every single day on a video chat. Blessed I am for that. See how they are, see my granddaughter as she develops and grows, which I wouldn't be able to do obviously without technology. Keep in touch with my friends, my family. Connection is so important at this time, where we are isolated, but when we don't need to be isolated in isolation. That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Dichotomy, whatever you want to call it, but we don't need to be, because we've got this connection. If you're watching this, you've got Wi-Fi, so there's no reason, if you're lucky enough to have loved ones who are alive and well, or friends, good friends, or people who are suffering from addiction, depression like yourselves, that that you've been in groups with, that stay connected, keep talking to people, be grateful that they're there for you as well. And also something I've learned, and this has taught me, to tell my family and my friends, those I love, that I love them every single day. And I do that now every single day. We should be doing it when we're not in a crisis like this, because those people that we care for and love can be snatched away in a moment. And this is tragedy for many people, obviously. But this has woken so many people up. Will it wake us up in the long term when perhaps this is all over? Will this change the world forever in a good way? Make us more selfless? Give us more humility? I watched Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, who was taken ill with the coronavirus. Now, I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with a lot of the things he stands for, never have done. I don't make any secret of that. But I would never wish a fellow human being ill, sickness, and I was pleased when he recovered and he was in ICU. It was touch and go for a while. Now, he made a speech when he came out to the NHS. In that speech for the first time, he comes from a very privileged background, and I don't begrudge him that. We don't choose what we're born into, and how we grow. That's just life, isn't it? And he, for the first time, had tears in his eyes, real tears, was talking truth, and he showed true humility when he was talking about the NHS and gratitude. And I just pray and hope that as a leader of a country, he will continue feeling those feelings, and he won't forget who saved his life and how fragile his life is, as we should, all of us, never forget. And hopefully that'll carry on afterwards, and it'll spill over. We also take for granted the fact that we can walk out of our front doors into freedom. We can go wherever we want, whenever we want, and we have done all our lives. Those people, if you know people that were in the war, the last war, they never had that, did they? They were locked down. They couldn't just walk around. Freedom. We've always had freedom in our lives. Now it's been snatched away from us I'll never take it for granted again. I'll never take walking in nature for granted again, breathing in fresh air again. I'm fortunate here, I've got a balcony, yes, I can go out in the balcony and breathe in the air, and I can get out for a walk to the supermarket every day, and I stay, exercised. But freedom is valuable, isn't it, for any of us? Don't ever take it for granted again. I won't. Perhaps people won't. Perhaps people will start taking care of the nature around them again. There's so many things that can come out of this that are positive, but will they last afterwards? Will the world be changed forever for afterwards? I don't know. The three important things that I've learnt in life, life goes on. We can all be, as when I did my relapse a few weeks ago now, and I'm feeling extremely happy, strong, positive, mentally, physically and spiritually now. Thank God that I got through it. It might have, God knows where it might have led if it hadn't been for my family and connection and I suppose strength of mind in a way and will to live again. But a bad thing happened. I had to stop my Camino, but what I've woken up now with this thing that's going on now, bad things will happen, won't they? Tragedies happen to us in our lives that we can't control. We lose people that we love. Massive tragedies, massive highs, massive lows. But the thing is, it's thoughts and actions again, isn't it? It's how we react to those tragedies, how we react to this thing that's happening now. There's two ways we can go. Like I said in the last video, adapt and survive and grow stronger, or go on a downward spiral. And I've chosen to adapt and survive and get stronger from it. It's taught me all these valuable lessons, and I hope it teaches you. So maybe you'll have learned different lessons to me, as long as they're positive ones. That's the main thing. And then I'm sure there's more to be learned yet. I've also learned the importance of cooking fresh food every single day and exercise. Those things I bang on about all the time, moving the body, because we're meant to move, aren't we? Not be caged in. You can do that inside your apartment or house. You don't have to be outside to do it. Keep moving, keep eating healthily. Supplementation is important as well. You're spending your money now on food, nothing else. There's nothing else to spend it on. Just spend it on good nutrition, whatever you can afford to eat, as long as it's good nutrition. Teach yourself how to cook. And also it's given us, the final thing I just want to mention now, it's given us time, hasn't it? It's made us slow up. It's made us breathe. It's made us look at what's important in life. It's made us think, and if you can meditate, that's great. Teach yourself, go to Headspace, great apps, that beginners apps. Even if it's not meditation, even if it's just taking time to be with your family, spend time together, sit round a table and eat together, talk, communicate, be with your children, be with your family, and also be with yourself and be kind to yourself. Breathe, and you've got time now to do that. Look on that as a bit of a blessing. I know there's some negative stuff as well, obviously, as I said at the beginning of this video, of course there is. But there's also a lot of positive to be had from this. So learn from it, as I have, and I am still doing, and I'm keeping moving forward and growing stronger. Also, for those of you who watch the channel, I was interviewed on Friday on CG Kid's channel. He's been an inspiration for me for a while, and it's a big channel. I was blessed to be asked to be interviewed on it. It's going out over the next 2 weeks, so keep your eye out for that. Predominantly about tramadol and what I've found out about that, and how I've moved forward from all of that. So keep an eye open for that. Thank you for listening to this. Much love to you. Stay safe. Follow the directions. Learn, live, breathe, and love. Carpe Diem. Much love to you all. Stay safe. Bye. Thank you.